Hi, Kickstarter backers. I want to give a quick update on where we're at with our current chess piece samples. These are the latest samples we got just about a day ago. And yeah, we've done a lot of testing with them, and the fit is awesome now. The concern, as I expressed on a lot of the updates, was that primarily this base attachment point was initially it was too tight on the first couple rounds of samples, and on the round of samples before this set it was too loose, and so the manufacturer has been working to just bring that tolerance in so that the pieces would fit correctly. So I'm just doing this quick update to show you the current fit. So obviously the fit in hands is great. The outer dimensions are really awesome. So here's just a quick example of some of the pieces, how they fit. And then I also want to obviously show give an example of how they attach and the clutch strength onto official Lego pieces. So to give an example, this is an official Lego telescope piece, and it obviously has a fair amount of clutch strength, enough so that it can pick up a board, but not so much that it's going to pull off the individual squares, right? Saying this is a prototype of the Grandmaster board. I don't know if it can quite pick up this board, but you can see that it wants to, it's starting to. So that's an actual Lego piece. So this is the clutch of the chess pieces. So again, enough to pick up a board, but not enough to pull the Lego plates off. And that was a concern expressed by a couple people, that they thought that, well, if the piece is strong enough to hold itself onto a Lego plate, then it's strong enough to pull a Lego plate off of another Lego, which obviously Lego parts themselves, such as this one, don't have that ability. So that was never a concern for us. And just to prove that these are actually, they're not affixed. Pull some of these off. This is also to show the efficiency of this brick separator. If you haven't ordered a brick separator on BackerKit, but you intend to play around with your board, a chess board a lot, or change the tiles out, change the squares out, then if you don't already have a brick separator from another Lego set, I highly recommend just adding one of these onto your order, because it is a pain to get these individual plates on and off without one. You kind of have to like rip them off using the stud, but even then it's kind of a pain, especially when they're in between other 1x1 plates. So this is a really efficient way of swapping out individual plates and tiles. And then obviously with with tiles that have the groove. If you set up a board like this that has some tiles and some plates, so that it can look a little bit cleaner, you can obviously use the back end as a kind of lever to get underneath that little fingernail slot on the tiles. And now I gotta find the piece that I just dropped. Alright, I'll find it later. Okay, so yeah, so the clutch strength is awesome. It feels really good, like it's strong enough to pick up the boards. I think it's even strong enough to pick up this board. Yeah, so again, this is just a prototype, so it's kind of ugly on one side. But yeah, it's very, very comparable to an actual Lego part. I would say the clutch is even better than this. I feel like these parts are a little too loose. They come off a little too easily, but these chest pieces, like, they have a really nice feel to them. And then I also want to take this opportunity. So this was a prototype of the Grandmaster board. Originally, I had designed the Grandmaster board to have 2 drawers, one on either side. And for those of you who are buying a Grandmaster board, don't worry, the board will still look symmetrical on the outside. So it will still have a handle like this on either side. But I've decided, just as an improvement to the design, the initial design, which had 2 drawers, I decided to actually merge the drawers into a single drawer. And the reasoning behind this was because I prototyped various drawer designs, and none of them could quite fit all the pieces comfortably. You could fit the pieces into the 2 drawers by kind of cramming and making sure they laid flat and everything, but it was sometimes a pain to get the drawers in and out of the board. So to remedy that, I decided for a single drawer design, and the reasoning is because I was able to get a lot more volume in this drawer. And you can see this is actually 2 full color sets with the extra king and the queen. You can see that they easily lay flat. There's no worry about them like sticking up, and so the drawer can easily slide in and out. There's no worry about a piece getting jammed as you're pulling the drawer out, and then you fighting to get the pieces to lay back down as you pull the drawer out. So this design is just a much better design mechanically for the board. And again, don't worry, this will be black obviously, and it'll look exactly the same on both sides and all around. So yeah. And then another thing just to point out is that in the kits themselves, these panel pieces will be this light gray color, and that's because I'm using these 2x2 panel corners, and either they don't come in black or they are very rare, and so if they do exist, they're very expensive, and so these pieces are much more common, and they are a lot easier to find. So yeah, I just went with this kind of continuous gray drawer, and that's because you really can't tell. Again, these pieces are it's just a prototype board, so I've kind of got random colors in here anyways, but you won't be able to tell when the drawer is closed. It'll still look very clean from the outside. So yeah. But yeah, overall, very happy. I hope you guys are happy with this update. I hope you guys are excited still for these pieces. I know it's taken a long time, so I really appreciate everyone's patience. But the pieces are far better off for it. It is a night and day difference. Before, putting on one of these pawns was a real pain, just how tight it was, and then taking it off was almost impossible, just because there's so little to grip and they held so tightly. So now they just feel so awesome. So yeah, super excited, guys. I hope you guys are too, and I'll be posting a little bit more in the update. So yeah, stay tuned. Bye.